It's time for the second race of the season, the Monster Energy 150 here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. It'll just be me and Adam in the booth tonight. There is a third person in the booth. He does have a mic. He is asleep. So if you hear commentary from Connor, yeah, you did.
Yeah, then he would have risen.
First intermediate for the trucks of the season, taking the gamma under the lights as we stay out west. Roddy Hemming will be joining the grid for his first truck race of the season. Has a bad fast truck for it too. Did really well in practice, so keep an eye on him. Rob McPherson was also the fastest truck in practice in that number 78 Dodge Ram, but it was the Ford F-150 of Abby Jones who took pole position. And with that, we'll go through the starting lineup of the race. Starting next to Abby Jones, it's going to be Jeremy Henley in the number 86 truck.
And then we have Claire Hawk in the 13 DK Motorsports Chevy, starting to the inside of Sierra Miller in the 14 Dr. Pepper Ford.
That's going to be a pair of the Douglases, Adam Douglas, and the number 88 truck starts next to his dad, Bob Douglas, in the number 71.
Senior Citizen. Dakota Cottle starts in P7, and the Sharpie Chevrolet to the left of Rob McPherson.
Rob McPherson's teammate starting right behind him. It'll be Ryan DeLuca to the inside on that number 5 Cornflakes machine. Then it's the Royal Purple Ram to the outside.
We got the 09 of Rick Rowdy Hemming in the Mikasuki Chevy, starts the inside of Connor Muir in the 29 Toyota.
And starting right behind them, we're going to have Travis Page in truck number 51, starts next to teammate Cody Erickson in the 15.
Oh no, that's a teammate. They're going to start ahead of Caitlin Meir in the Target Toyota to the inside of Brandon Dempsey in the Noon Racing Ford F-150.
Then it's going to be Robert Martin in truck number 96, starts next to Michael Stetter out of the Western Auto Camp.
They're going to be ahead of Lillian Yoakum in the 8 machine, starts the inside of Aaron Douglas in the 97 truck.
Then Travis Miranda and truck number 35 will be starting next to Sean Reeves in the number 50. Sorry, number 56.
Number 56. We skipped a row to
sure
correct this row skipped. We have Makoto Kino in the 33. And Makoto Kino starts next to Skittles. And in the final row, I will do this because I can. We have the lucky row, 777s. We have Scott Porter starting next to Robert Janssen.
I'm sad to see these trucks so far back.
Well, you could have fixed that.
I was busy. I've been busy. I would love to not be busy. I could have done it. I didn't do it. All right. For some reason on my screen, it just told me I set the fastest lap of the race with no time.
You sure did.
Hauling out here, apparently. So this will be I think I said it's a 70 lap race. And I think it's going to be a fun one. Vegas was one of the more fun races that we had last season. And I'm happy that the trucks are back out here on the big track. I'm happy to see what this is going to end up being. I like seeing that we have a bunch of drink trucks up here at the front of the field. So I'll drink some food for the top 5.
Oh, 0. Is he waking up?
Maybe.
I doubt it. All right, we got some lights. Are we going to be gridding now?
We should be gridding.
Get away!
A little dusty out here.
That's a lot. No. I don't think we needed that much dust on here. Where are the jet dryers when you need them?
That's right. We got, what, 24 of them?
24 trucks? Yeah.
26 of them.
Like that. Did you add a truck?
No, you did. Rowdy Henry.
Yeah, the 09, but I thought that we had...
No, we had 25. We had an odd number.
All right. Down the back straightaway, 2x2.
Race
Outside.
time.
Still there. Still there. Still on your outside. He's at your door outside. Oh, that company that's on the dirt in turns 3 and 4, that is not Luna. It's Leuna.
Leuna.
They're very, very insistent that it's Leuna.
Sure. Sure. All right. Pace car is down the pit road.
Pace car almost crashed.
Black man leads us away. We are racing. Abby Jones leads us away into turn number 1.
67. It's not.
I went for the classic one. That's what I did. Everyone stays fanned out. No
just trying to make
mistakes.
this 100 miles or something?
Yeah, about. I shortened it. A little bit of
Sure, man,
3-wide
that was
action
big
about
first
to
lap.
happen here with the Rams.
5 truck needs to go to the front.
Henley trying to combat for the lead.
Oh, it's going to be a drafting race. I forgot about that.
Yes, it is, especially with these
It
trucks.
should be full throttle all the way around the lap.
They are for the first 30 laps. They will have a lot of fun before the tires completely wear out. This is a fun track for the truck series. I enjoyed racing here heavily when we used to actually race the series.
I still feel bad for faking out Ben. I should have just let him win this race.
He was close. He was close.
He was better than me, but I was
3 wide behind.
weaving down the back straightaway and I made him absolutely pound the wall, and that hurt his truck. I should have just let him win.
Now that was one of the few times that Ben made a mistake and actually admitted to it without fault.
I should have just let him win, though. I really should have.
Oh.
Looking back on it, I wish I would have.
Henley once again, the lap of setting the fast lap of the race, gotten a really early lead on this thing, quite heavily, half a second over.
We shouldn't have
Abby
said
Jones.
that it's a drafting track. We should have just let it.
Well, they can't get too far out because of that draft down the back straightaway. Abby will catch up.
Well, please tell me that the lights are going to come on.
Oh, they will.
We're having an estrogen off down the front straightaway.
Oh,
I mean, there's 3 of them right there. They're just trying to figure out who's got the biggest tampon. Right? I mean, they're trying to figure out who's the best female driver down the back straightaway. I apologize. Anyway, down to number 3. We still haven't gotten this sorted out. Claire Hawk's trying to put Abby Jones in the wall. This is going to allow Adam to get closer to the trio. They're just pulling themselves back to the 88 while the 86 gets away.
Claire getting a little touchy there with the with Abby there. Let's go on board with the 88.
The highest running Ram at the moment. Started 5th. Now has worked his way up to P3. Looks like he cleared Claire Hawk for P3.
Ooh, a little touch there, contact with Abby Jones and Bob Douglas.
That Ford is going the wrong direction.
That Ford is going the wrong direction.
She's going to have her hands full with Dakota Cottle and Rowdy Hemming. Rowdy's working the 7th spot, as looks like Bob Douglas didn't quite get off the turn number 2 that good. Let's move Rick into P6. Douglas fighting back on the inside now. The Cummins ram. You could say he's trying to be Cummins to the front. No. Oh, all right. Sean Reeves is trying to do as terrible as possible. He's back in the 26th position.
Just kind of chilling back here. Managed to let the other Chevrolets back here get ahead of him.
I think he wanted to let the Spire trucks go. He's like, oh, don't worry. I got it. I'll be the worst.
I'll be the worst. Biggest mover, though, is actually Roddy Hemming. Dude just broke into the top
Yeah.
5.
Yeah. He's going to pass the 13 truck pretty quickly here. I don't know why the 13's going backwards in such a hurry.
Are we seeing tire issues already with some of these trucks?
I have no idea, but women drivers, am I right? I mean,
Now, let's not get us Daniel died.
oh, she's coming back. She's angry.
She's angry.
We got some road rage. We got. She's angry. She's angry. But I mean, it is green. And there it goes. Rick, are you just gonna let that happen? Looks like Sierra is sort of reeling in the 86 little by little. Gains some, loses a little bit, gains some more back. Really did not think that we would be this strung out. Did you make a wide skill spread for this?
Yes, I did.
All right.
Yeah.
Should have had a wide skill spread at the road courses.
No. It would have been honk shoe. Miller's trying to do something to contest with Henley. Got it down to 3.5 tenths.
I was thinking about those Domino's pizzas.
I am too. Pizza would slap right now. Riding on board with your leader, Jeremy Henley, looking at the back of his number 86 Toyota.
Next time I see you, I'm going to smack you with a slice of pizza.
What was that for?
Allegedly.
Oh, you didn't do the thing.
Oh, what? For being an idiot?
Okay. Who's lost the most in our positions? Caitlin Mir, 92 Toyota. 8
I was going to say it's Travis Page, but for some reason Travis Page has passed those two Spire trucks again. Travis Page has kind of come online here in the last couple laps, starting to catch this little group of trucks.
Trying to. Back within the top 10. You need to fix the front of your truck. Has it got the wrong logo on it? That's what I think. Oh, I see what's wrong.
Oh, the striping.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fine.
That actually doesn't look too terrible. It kind of
Doesn't look
matches
terrible
the
at all.
step that's in the back of the truck, honestly.
It doesn't look terrible at all. It's fine the way it is.
Going back and forth here, though, with Rob and now Abby trying to do something again.
Not Rob, Bob.
Rob. Bob, my bad. My bad, my bad.
Is that a banana peel?
Maybe.
Put it out.
For real?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Put it out.
Okay. Hang on, I have to do this in a second.
You might just be able to put exclamation Y and it'll call it. I don't know.
No, I had a thing for it and it didn't do that. There's debris on the racetrack.
I told you. There's a banana peel, man. I don't know who's eating bananas, but
Rick,
put it out.
does that banana come from your truck? I'm not telling. He says
and
with
we
a
have
mouthful
a
of banana.
caution. Yeah. There's so much dust on the racetrack.
It is so dirty.
What did you do?
I don't know. Rick, you're in the server. If you want, you are welcome to join the call if you want to be in the booth. That's an open invitation.
Right, a bit of snoring. Will they pit?
Will they pit? Probably not.
They're pitting.
No, they're not. Oh, they're pitting. Okay. I'll go. The whole field. The whole field.
Hey, you need tires, man. The pace car's on the apron.
Why is the pace car on the iRacing?
It's running out of fuel, man. It's trying to save fuel.
Next weekend's broadcast will likely be Saturday night, just as an FYI. At a more decent hour, I should say.
Where even are we're at? Oh, Nashville. Hey, you have to do your weekly cars this week.
Yeah. I got the templates loaded onto my laptop. And I do some painting.
Oh yeah.
Let's go.
Just what I'm talking about, man. The boys on this Reckless Racing 88 truck, man. Phew. Speed. I don't know why we're still on the apron though. What if they come back down?
That'd be hilarious. We're coming to the choose.
You think we're choosing this time?
Choosing this time.
A quickie caution?
That should be a quickie caution.
There is nobody a lap down, so it should be a quickie.
That should be lights out right there. That sure is.
You have to go to the inside 86. There you go. What a good boy. All right, Rick, just send it into turn 1 and dump the 86, wreck the field, and then you'll win. '26 trucks thundering down the back straightaways. We're going to get this restart on lap 18 or so. Maybe lap 20, 21, something like that. I think we made 20 laps. Yeah, we're on lap 21. We're going to take the restart lap 22 of 67. debris has accidentally made this a stage race.
How long that took? That it probably decomposed by now.
Well, the banana peel?
Yeah, the banana peel. It had to have. Green flag's back in the air if the banana decomposed in the back straightaway.
It is biodegradable. Jeremy Henley got a good start, or a good restart, I should say. Here comes Roddy Hemming down the inside.
Trying to make a move for it.
For a lead
Go for
change.
the race lead.
Not going to get any drafting help.
There might be some controversy after he was the one that threw the banana peel out of his truck.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people were screaming on the radio for some tires. There's Claire Hawker on the outside.
Putting the block there to Adam. Roddy Hemming.
088.
He get it 3 wide.
They should force it. 3 wide is a good idea. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
They were thinking about it. And no answer for Henley there in that restart. Quickly went out to another half-second lead. Claire sitting in the second spot. Fastest lap of the race was just set by Jeremy Henley, 31.51. Getting close to the time.
Can they make that a 100?
Nope, sure did not.
All right.
That's a 95.
All the trucks around here are 95 too. That's what I don't understand.
Clean air matters.
Give you clean air.
Yeah. More issues for Hemming over the radio. Loose in, loose off. One of the Rams trying to get up and into this top 3. Adam looking to the inside of the Dr. Pepper Ford.
Be a shorty Chevrolet that's going to look to try to pass both of them here in a second. Oh, yeah, they almost went 3 wide, and then the 14 is going to run into the 88. 88 will hip check the 14.
That was almost a disaster for all 4 of those trucks.
Huh?
That was almost a disaster.
Now they're going to get blocked by a bunch of Rams. Are you so high?
Yeah, there is no car viewer. There is for very certain models that have been leaked. Supposedly all of the models for the trucks have been leaked somewhere, but they're very hard to find. So sadly, we do not have a car viewer for this series. So action further back in the pack. Made some good adjustment to Robert Johnson's truck on that pit stop. He's moved himself up into the top 20 after a poor start.
Deluso and Aaron Douglas are fighting for it. I don't know what position this is. It's not top 15, maybe top 20. It is, it's 416. Deluso's running away with it though. Aaron's like, you can have it.
Pretty much. Truck is slow.
Well, why'd you let it be slow?
That's closing that lead down. At least was trying to. Had a really good 3 and 4.
Gotta be more consistent. Teammate Dakota Cottle has gotten up to P4. Dakota may have best truck here. Done nothing but move forward. We're going to be halfway now. Claire Hawk's taking the lead. Go to the front of the field. There it is, 13 Sprite truck, Chevrolet to the front. We had a pass under green for the lead. And you foxed it.
Yeah.
Shame, for shame. Look back, that's the Domino's Toyota right back there. That's the 86 truck. Big Domino's, big run. Looks to the inside of Claire Hawk. Jeremy's trying. He's just saying that this is his race to win, his race to lose, however he feels about it. It's going to do lap 36. The more they race, the more this is going to help Rowdy Hemming pull in on him. Should squeeze the whole field back together. Jeremy gets a really strong draft down the straightaways, just doesn't quite have the grip in the turns that he had in the first run as the track gets rubbered in. At a green racetrack to start with, we saw that with all the dust kicking around. And now that the track is taking rubber, grip situation has changed. As Bob Douglas has passed here on the motor, or repassed really, for 5th. So this is going to allow Rowdy Hemming to get a good sized draft in these two, as Jeremy Henley is going to get the lead here. The very sizable run down the back straightaway set that up for the 86 truck. So now it's going to be up to Claire Hawk to use drafting to get back around. She's going to try to have a run down to 1 and 2 on the inside. Big run out of the 13. She ran that move on the 88 earlier. Saw that she got a really nice run down the back straightaway last time. It's going to happen again. This is really going to help the 09 and the 45. The 45 Dakota Cottle has caught the front 3, was as much as 3 seconds behind when he passed for a 4th. Let's cut that down to a 1.5 seconds. Rowdy Hemming's got a half a second deficit as he closes in on the 86. What's likely going to happen is this 09 is going to pass the 86, is going to get to 13, but that 45 is going to be right there with him. I don't know if the 86 is fighting a tight condition or what, but the situation for him is going to be changing really quickly here as these other two Chevrolets catch him. DeLusso has passed up to P11. We saw he was P16 not too long ago. Just a few short laps, he's passed 5 trucks. He's just getting around the 8 of Lillian Yoakum now. Has his sights set on Connor Meir. Ryan's going to get a good run down this front straightaway to see what he wants to do with it, if he's going to go to the inside or not. He's going to try it. He's going to bring Lillian Yoakum with him. At a really comfortable spot to go 3 wide.
Almost sent it in there too, those 4 trying to make their way around the Toyota.
Have you drank any of that Richard Petty moonshine yet?
No.
Oh. It's remarkable.
Saving it for a good time.
Well, I'm not saving it for a long time. There's Lillian Yoakum going to the outside of Connor Meir. Meir is fading fast, as hard as he is asleep right now. He's asleep at the wheel, he's asleep in the booth. Looks like Sierra Miller has secured 5th place away from Bob Douglas. Abby Jones closes in on Adam Douglas for 7th. Up front, it's still Claire Hawk with Jeremy Henley P2, Rowdy Hemming P3. Dakota Cottle has kind of stagnated that run. I was trying to hype him up, didn't work out too well. 1.7 seconds for Dakota Cottle. Behind them, Sierra Miller, the 2 Douglases, Abby Jones, Robert Martin P9, and then we saw Ryan DeLuca pass for P10. This is for P11. 3-car battle or 3-truck battle right behind Ryan DeLuca. Lillian Yoakum, that's Travis Page in the 51, Connor Meir in the 29. Lillian Yoakum's photography dirt racing media on that 8 truck. Connor Meir settling in at 12th. The 2 TXS racing trucks just behind him. Looks like he's setting up a pass on Lillian Yoakum.
Sending in pretty hard, almost some contact there between these 2.
Rowdy Hemming is up to P2. With 22 laps to go. He was complaining about a loose condition in that 09 truck, but of course loose is fast. It's a much better situation to have than to be tight, as what's been reported on the 86 truck. You can at least control your destiny with a little bit of oversteer, as he's going to go to the inside for the race lead here down the back straightaway. Mikasuki Chevrolet is going to make a run at the 13, and he may lead this lap. Really, he's going
one
to
thing
now.
for Rick coming back here into the series, they actually had a couple of really good starts with the Cup Series and shown the Premier Series and shown that there is still a ton of talent behind the wheel of this. And first race back in the Truck Series and leading a lap. How about that?
Yeah, I don't think that he's gonna just hold up for just a couple laps, just to try to gauge the 13, see where her weaknesses are, so he can exploit them. It's a very seasoned driver. And a few of the iterations of FARCA over the years, he's been back to race FARCA off and on before we switched the streaming platform to Twitch. We lost him for a little bit, but now we're back at YouTube. Here he is again. The 09 going back to the insides. He's just trying to size up the 13. He's going to get the lead again. Claire's going to fight back on the outside. 86 is Jeremy Henley behind them. That 45 is Dakota Cottle, that's Premier Series champion DK, and teammate to the 13. These Chevys came to fight.
DK won his championship quite a bit ago for Reckless Racing behind the wheel of the Window World number 24. A lot different scenes now for DK, running for his own team, now also racing in his own truck here as well as they expanded their organization to this series. 3 wide on the bottom was DK there with the 86 and the 09. He's the only truck in this top 4 right now that hasn't led so far in this race and shut the door on the 86 there into 3 and 4.
And that's going to allow Claire Hawk to get away. Might be playing a little bit of defense for his teammate.
Trying to help out. It is now a Chevrolet 123 here for the Monster Energy 150 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Rowdy's going to be a bit frustrated with that one. He's going to feel like he had a faster truck than this, and now all that work that he did to reel in the 13 is going to get undone by the 13's teammate. Dakota is still working on the 86. Dakota is going to get pretty frustrated with Jeremy.
Yeah, that what we just saw there was number 45 getting tight. That's because of the way the aero works in this truck. You get a huge wake on the inside of the truck you're trying to pass mid-corner with how heavy and front-nosed these machines are. So what we just saw there was the right front tire overheating and the truck wanting to just go up the hill for Dakota Cottle. And now Henley trying to do the same thing in a different position with cooler tires, and you can see the difference there. A much easier pass there for the number 86.
Dakota lost a lot of ground. He came up to the front 3 even a long way back. He lost a lot of, well, he's gaining it right back this lap, but
yeah, with them side by side, that's going to help. But Claire's going to love this.
Yeah, and I really think that 45 might be the best truck that's here. It's kind of stuck.
14 to go now.
Dakota he's definitely got a little bit of a tight condition at 45. He just can't quite complete these passes. It's now Rowdy's going to try the outside on Jeremy Henley. Jeremy's going to try to crowd the 09. That's not going to be a very good move. So the 86 will be under fire from the 45. Now the 45 may have a better shot at this time since the start of the pass on the outside.
We'll see what happens here. You want to hold him down to that quarter pound just like that.
I think Dakota was bound to have more momentum starting the pass on the outside than the inside if he is tight.
Claire's been the first driver this race to open up an over 2-second lead there on the pack. Did that as they crossed the finish line for this little pack of trucks.
Now she's in lap traffic, so that could help or hurt her.
Already around one of them. Put the number 7 of Scott Porter a lap down and is trying to catch up to teammate. Actually, not teammate. Next would be Skittles in line.
She's only got the one teammate in the 45 truck. Oh, you're talking about the 77.
Yeah, Robert Johnson.
Yeah, teammate to the 7 of Scott Porter.
See how this battle ends up going. We're going to go on board with the 86 as they catch the lap traffic. There'll be 10 to go this time by.
Dakota isn't really going to have too much of a shot at Rick. He's going to try the outside right here with the lap car. I don't know why Rick got so tight that time underneath the Scott Porter machine. I really thought that'd be a lot easier for him. Let's move Dakota Cottle into P2 as Rick fights back. still has a shot to get underneath Scott Porter.
It's going to be a corner entry here, but nope. Porter's going to stick his guns right to the inside, and almost some contact as a 45 goes up the racetrack.
Yeah, Henley really wanted to try to fight his way to second right there, almost at the cost of his race. As now we have Sierra Miller joining this fight.
Yeah, this is where we're seeing the tires and the dirty air really starting to affect these trucks. Claire's been the only one to be able to effectively get around lap traffic right now, and the rest of your top 5 struggling.
Jeremy Henley might have a really good run on the 7 now. We'll get clear as Rowdy's trying to block Dakota down the back straightaway. Didn't quite work out for him.
Rick wasting no time now that he sees the 86 able to get around, forces his own 9 truck. He's gonna even try and get this pass completed off too.
It's just gonna get a little tight right here one more time. Dakota's had really been struggling with the 7 truck. It's only going to get worse once they get up to these next 2 trucks right here.
It is.
That's what Skittles in the 27 and then Sean Reeves in the 56.
Next truck that will go a lap down will probably be Caitlin if this race isn't over by then. They got several trucks now between them, as you can see here. So you're prepping for the high lane. Hemming trying to do the opposite on the apron.
I think Rick's got a good spot to go and attack the 56 now.
3 wide.
He's gonna have 3 wide down the back. Sierra was very fortunate she was able to split those 2 trucks.
Hemming's got a good motive here, sticking here to the outside of these trucks. Gonna help him put some distance between them.
Bit late deciding which lane to go through that time. This allows Sierra to get closer to him.
Maybe even try to make it pass here. It's the battle for P2.
So Rick was able to make some pretty good work getting through the lap traffic in comparison to those that he was racing around.
A little more laps to go.
Dakota could not make any headway through the lap traffic, and much to the benefit for Sierra Miller, who's going to be able to I think, wrestle away 4th position here as we're going to come to take the white flag for Claire Hawk.
Great race for Claire. 3.5 second lead. Down to 3 and 4 for the final time for the number 13 Sprite Silverado. And Claire Hawk sees the checkered flag and will win the Monster Energy 150 here at Las Vegas. I think that'll even be points lead there for Claire. Rowdy Hemming secures
It's
P2.
going to be Sierra Miller. Sierra Miller will be the point lead. Claire only had 1 point.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, first race back, got a lap led. That's going to be great there for Hemming. I can't be mad upset about that one.
All right, so that was the truck race, but we're going to have the Premier Series coming up here shortly. That's going to be a good one, I think.
I agree.
These shaped ovals are usually kind to our Premier Series.
Results are up on the website. And yes, Sierra Miller is our points leader. And with that race win under the belt, Claire Hawk jumps to third in points. It's behind Travis Miranda, tied at that. And by official tiebreaker, that would actually go to Claire Hawk. Stats lead over Miranda in every single aspect. Most laps led still goes to Jeremy Henley with 34 in the season so far. Just 2 races in. And we have only one driver, and that's Sierra Miller, who has gotten a top 5 so far in both races. And we have a few that are in the top 10 still. That's Sierra Miller, Bob Douglas, Abby Jones, and Robert Martin. The No Points Club goes to Caitlin, Sean Reeves, and Team Skittles to start the season off. Driver with the least amount of laps completed so far this season. Well, that's only going to go to Rowdy Hemming because of the late season start, but it mainly has been Sean Reeves who has finished the most amount of laps down. Everyone else has completed 95. Sean has done 87. Best average finish, Rowdy Hemming, with that singular P2 finish. Out of the multiple so far, goes to Sierra Miller. With a single digit in start and finish for the season. Keep an eye on the stats as the season goes on. Stay with us, and soon we will have some Premier Series racing. We're back for race number 5 out of 25 for the FARCA Premier Series 2026 season. It's the Ghost Energy 350K live here on URD TV. Same two hosts in the booth. It is me and Adam and our sleepy fellow, Mr. Connor Mir. It's a windy desert night, and we saw some crazy racing in the Truck Series with the single restart they also had. You ready for what's in store for us for the Premier Series?
Oh, this is going to be a good one.
I like what we got going on. We got a Jones Brothers front row lockout, and we'll go through that as soon as we see the details here. It's the end of the West Coast swing here, and we're finishing at Las Vegas. Toyota once again coming into Las Vegas with a points lead, same as they did last year with Weisbecker. Connor's leading it into this one this year. Somehow they are doing that again here at the gambling center of the country, and we've never had a repeat winner. Will that happen tonight?
Well, our previous winners in this race, we mentioned that when Andrew Weisberger won last year. Before that, it was now at Pat Wary, who wasn't in the field. Aaron Douglas won in 2023, and then 2022. It's just going to take me a little bit to get it back to there. Oh, I guess it's not going to come up at all. 22 event, I think, was won by. Oh, it was Zach McAdoo who won that race.
Interesting. All right, let's go through the starting lineup of the race. We're number 1, and it's going to be the Jones Brothers lockout. Don Jones, and the number 1. And the unsponsored Chevy SS starts next to Demon Deacon Jones in the National Guard, number 22.
Yeah, row number 2 sees Daniel Quinones for Reckless Racing in the Speedy Quinones Energy Shop. Menards Chevrolet, such a mouthful, to the inside of Connor Mir in the Ghost Energy Toyota.
Starting the race, row number 3, we're going to have Joshua Lockhart in the Flex Steel number 75. Starts next to Eugene Hawk, another Chevrolet row.
Ben Autosport's rise needs to be studied this season. As we move into row number 4, we have last year's winner, Andrew Weisbecker. Napa Auto Care Toyota starts the inside of Sammy Cobb for Nexus Racing with the Speedco Chevrolet.
Running out our top 10, we got Arthur Xavier in the Douglas Motorsports Camping Grill number 87 Chevy. Starts to the inside of Brendan Crasta in the DHL Chevrolet. There is only 2 Toyotas in this top 10. No Fords. Chevrolet brought the speed this weekend.
Yeah, and that's going to lead us into road number 6, which doesn't have a Chevrolet, just outside the top 10. This is Dylan Touchton and the Lycon Aircraft Engines Ford Mustang. For iReal Motorsports, starts the inside of Timmy Weathers. For Walsh Enterprises, that's the Red Bull Toyota.
Row 6 sees Jeff Cannon in the newly designed now with the Anestos. Is this the Oops All Berries Anestos?
That's Oops All Berries.
Speaking of Anesto, starts next to Joseph Anesto himself in the 14th spot.
Row number 8 sees David Walsh for Walsh Enterprises. That's Davey right there, P15, number 56 Toyota. Starts the inside of Ryan Vargas in the number 28 Critical Path Security Chevrolet for Manco Racing Team.
Row number 9, we got Rob Kreider in the Stories and Cocktail. Oh, that's not supposed to be right. Why does it show Rob in P6?
It did this last week too, and P16. P16 no less, mind you.
Huh, that's
so
a bug
P16,
for iRacing.
Yeah, it's all right, it's fine.
It shows it like that on the timing and scoring. That is indeed an actual iRacing bug.
It sure does. Well, anyway.
We got Kenny Bambura is your actual driver starting in this 16th spot. And we'll be starting next to Austin Fullerton.
And then we have Zach McAdoo in the P19, which will be here 18. As we get into row number 11, we'll have Makoto Kino there. We'll just say, go ahead. Roddy Hemming is probably going to start P20 in the JBL Toyota.
Yeah, we'll leave it adjusted as it is. And then we got Adam Douglas starting in P22, and then Dylan Young in the Western Auto Racing Toyota starts to the outside.
they are going to be ahead of Greg Graziano and Justin Osborne.
I love these color common rows. Ryan DeLuce on the Freightliner number 2 starts next to Brad Hughes in the number 7.
Row 15 is going to see Tom Jones and Rob McPherson. We need to go to the field. They're probably on the backstretch by now.
Now we're good. Set the 3 laps.
Okay.
Caitlin Meir will be starting next to Elias Nassar in the Reese's number 44 Ford.
Jay Langelier is going to be rolling off from P32. Window World Chevrolet. Reckless Racing starts the inside of Brett Pritchard for Our Real Motorsports, number 3 Monster Ford.
And then it's going to be Alan Bledsoe in the discount tire number 24 next to Austin Yoakum in the RTR Mustang.
They will be starting ahead of a surprising poor qualifying effort out of John Cittadino, the 72 Dr. Pepper Chevrolet. Really strong start to the season out of the Team Motorsports camp, but have the work cut out for him today. Starts next to Brandon Walter in the private label Chevy.
Then we're going to have Justin Franklin, also another poor start here in the Bass Pro Shops Club number 0. It starts next to Aaron Douglas, your defending champion in the Yahoo number 97.
They're going to be starting ahead of DK Cottle, who just had a up and down effort. We saw his team truck win earlier today. Starts next to Travis Dawson, who is racing for Noon Racing.
You got Nick Fountain in car number 39, who will be starting next to Cody Erickson in that roughed up number 15.
Yeah, they lost their sponsorship, and they did their rookie test in Thompson, and they just told them, just take care of the car, get your laps in, learn, so that way we can have some speed going forward. And it didn't go their way. They got in the wall pretty good, and that's their only car, so they repaired what they could, and that 15 car looks a bit banged up.
See what ends up being the case here. We're gonna have one more lap to go, pacing around the track. It's been interesting to see so far in the season. Race number 5 this season.
It's race 6. It's race 6.
Is it race 6?
It's race 6.
Are you're not counting the?
It's race 6.
Oh,
if we were counting the shootout.
My bad. It is race 6. So of these first 5 races that we've had, Ford has been notorious for coming down and pitting early, but the strategy has actually worked out for them. So I'm curious to see if we're going to have that continue as we get into our first true intermediate of the season. Last year, it was notorious for Toyota to be acting this way. They were the ones to be the most risky on pitting. But we'll see. Fords may need a little bit of a gamble here, because the highest Ford and the only one inside the top 20 is Dylan Touchton in that Lycon number 69. So they might need some miracles towards the end of this race. However, they got some fast cars that are up pretty high in the points. We'll see how that goes for the Ford camp.
There's a lot of new race cars in the field, a lot of drivers that are confident about how their team prepared for this race. We're going to see a lot of movement in the leaderboard from the start to finish. Something that's characteristic for the FARCA Premier Series at Las Vegas is the early caution. So we want to watch the field real closely these first 10 laps as everything is together. The opening stint is usually the shortest one. So a lot of 3 and 4 wide. If you see 3 and 4 wide, trouble's coming, because there's a lot of different experience in this field, and it doesn't always work out for them.
About to see the drop of the green flag, and I don't know about to ask this question right over the drop of the green flag, but who's going to be your pick for this race as we get this race underway?
Well, there's a lot of really good cars in the field. It's going to be a rather rough one to say. We haven't had a repeat winner here. I like Daniel Quinones in the 17, but I also really like the 41 of Andrew Weisbecker.
No, that's funny that you say that, because my pick actually was immediately going to be the number 41 of Andrew Weisbecker, just for the way that he raced this track last year. I got full confidence in that Napa 41.
Yeah, and I know that everyone at Supreme is rather, I mean, they're confused why they lost their sponsors, 'cause they had really good relationships with both Safe Light and Gear Wrench, but in any case, they've got good partners stepping up here, and Napa being one of them on that 41. We got 3 wide down the back. Sammy Cobb in the middle.
Are sticking to the outside and trying to make it work. There's still going to be 3 wide and a couple more lanes behind them. Big pack of race cars right here. Justin Franklin towards the back of the pack at 32nd. Had set the fastest lap. Now it goes to Don Jones. He's a cycle through. Quinones actually beat him out. Just by a couple tenths.
Connor got into the side of the 77 entering turn 3. They're really lucky to get out of that one.
Getting rowdy. Right away here, lap 4 here in Las Vegas. Rasta decided it was his turn for the fastest lap.
Rasta's best finish at Las Vegas is P2.
A battle for the lead here. Daniel Quinones takes the lead away from number 1 of Don Jones.
Andrew Weisbecker's up to P3 behind him. Just set the fastest lap too in that 41 machine. It's good to see Daniel Quinones get out to the lead early at Menard Chevrolet. Used to him being in the Submarines car, but new sponsor this week. It's not new to Reckless Racing though.
Not at all.
Yeah, Menards has been on and off partnership with Reckless, and it's just the latest iteration of them. It seems like it's a pretty good look on the 17 car.
Biggest mover so far of the race. I was talking about those Fords, and sure enough, one of them is doing something. Tom Jones, and that brand new Pepsi 46 machine has gained 7 spots since the drop of the green flag, and is looking like he's about to get more here on the TBD machine. Looking to the inside here of Austin Fullerton. So this Ford is moving up.
Yeah, it looks like Tom's teammate, Brad, was also trying to follow him through. Brad's got a little bit of work to do right behind him now as somebody came back on him. Austin Fullerton struggling to get into the corner in turn 1. Not sure what happened to the 81 car there.
Brad's car sure took advantage of that.
Yeah, you got to take them when you can get them.
Like in the new chrome look on the 7, it looks fantastic under the lights for Brad's machine.
They're a bit buried in the field at the moment, but most of the drivers that they're competing for points are right around them, so it's not like too bad of a day. But at the top of the table with Connor Meir, his closest competitor is Nick Fountain, and I think the 39 car had its absolute worst qualifying effort in some time.
That's going to be
Interstate Battery's 39.
That may actually help him. Connor's the one dropping so far, almost in danger of going outside the top 10 here. Ryan Vargas actually has been getting a ton of spots. Just has a bad corner entry there that time around, but Vargas had been moving.
Yeah, and Connor Meir's got it. He came in with a 17-point lead in the 39. 39 had a poor qualifying effort. Behind them is Meir's teammate, the 79, who's running in the mid-2020s.
Oh,
Don Jones coming back for the lead. Oh, yes. Don Jones getting a little bit spicy with the side drafting on Daniel Quinones. This Tier 1 team is sitting 5th in points right now as the 17's coming back in turns 3 and 4 to get the lead. But what start to the season out of Tier 1? It's been quiet in this unsponsored number 1 car, but they got 1 top 5 and 2 top 10s so far. Quinones is going to be able to use the air to block off the 1 car in turns 1 and 2. Just 10 laps completed so far.
We know how crucial it is here at Las Vegas that you need to be able to block that inside with aero. We saw it in the Truck Series, we saw it in the races last year. Defending that inside with your car's own aero is crucial here at this track. We talked about some of the drivers who are having a good day as the lead begins to settle. How about drivers who are having a bad day? Austin Fullerton down 13 spots since the drop of the green flag, and it looks like he's continued to lose more and more as he's got the Douglas Motorsports cars breathing right down his neck down the back straightaway now.
Well, we saw something happen to him in turn 1 a few laps ago that just as Don Jones retakes the lead up front, but the 81 had a big moment at turn 1 and hasn't been able to recover from that. Still going backwards. I don't see any cosmetic damage on the car, but he could be suffering from some sort of mechanical issue on it as the 1 and 17 continue to fight.
Becoming an entertaining battle here at the front, and the other brother, the other Jones, Deacon, has starting to rear his head, trying to get to the front of this pack. And how about the season so far for Joshua Lockhart, who just took the 3rd spot away as I was about to talk about him? This has been one hell of an entry to a season so far for a driver.
Yeah, and they've led so much more laps than anyone else. 121 for Joshua Lockhart. The next closest driver is Connor Meir, 52. We saw him get taken out at Bristol. Should have had 1-2 with his teammate at Bristol, but it seems like every week Joshua Lockhart and Eugene Hawk have an insane amount of speed. And I think that as just the pair of them, they're beating all the top teams. I can find out where Eugene Hawk went in points. So Eugene Hawk's led 49 more laps to the 121 of Josh Lockhart. So those two have an incredible amount of speed.
If they can do something with Lockhart's car in terms of, or even just team execution to figure out what they're doing wrong at the end of these races, it'll be lights out one for this team, and also game over for the rest of the drivers, because if they can get this car sorted out by the chase, it's going to be big. As we got a car already coming down pit road, Daniel Quinones brings his car down for, I don't know if there'll be a scheduled pit stop. We'll see. That's quite early.
Staying on Ben Autosport, Bristol went bad because they got taken out. Lockhart responded with going to Long Beach and getting a top 5 finish. So the speed has been there. I think Lockhart might be coming down this time to pit.
This is pretty early. I mean, I know they came in the late 20s in Nashville, but this is teens. Sammy Cobb is entered into pit road as well. So yes, it is time for pits.
Well, they're going to have the laps from qualifying, and it could just be the mathematical calculations for fuel in the race. Maybe they're trying to run the race backwards. Say, hey, you know, we didn't get our quick caution in the cycle that's normal for this race, so we'll go ahead and do our prime plan and hit early and run the race backwards.
Okay, I am seeing why we are seeing what we are seeing here. So this is going to be one of the few races of the season where we're actually testing out a new rule. They have a limited set of tires for this race, because we have seen something very notorious with the Premier Series. What happens every time a car comes down for fuel?
Well, they take 2 tires.
They take right side tires every single time. So they are now limited to 2 sets in this race to see how they act. And we are seeing already the difference in pit, because that time has been reduced by 2 seconds on their total pit stop time. That was a 6.5 second time for both Daniel Quinones and Sammy Cobb, coming down with fuel only and no tires opted on their pit stop.
Eugene Hawk is going to be able to get this pass done on Don Jones for the lead here in 3 and 4, using the bottom. The 88 car once again has got some pretty good pace. I think he started P5 or P6 there. He was on the same row as Josh Lockhart. He's passed all these cars.
Oh yeah, he's up 5 positions now since the drop of the green flag, and this would be up technically 4 if we had Quinones still up here, which by the way is 1 lap down with Sammy Cobb. Those are the 2 drivers to pit early. They pitted very early at that, but like you said, if the race stays clean as it has so far, that could come out to benefit them by the end of the race by being on the off strategy.
Quinones did have door-to-door contact with the 1 while they were racing for the lead. I don't know if that influenced that pit stop or not.
They didn't take tires, so I don't think that did. I don't think it damaged anything unless they just pulled a fender out. But Quinones' pit stop was faster than Sammy Cobb's, so I don't think that did. As Eugene Hawk is going to clear Don? No, not quite on the bottom. Trying to, though.
I think he's going to have a better position than recent times, though. So it's going to matter of whether or not Don Jones gets a good draft through this lap, whether or not he's able to reel in the 88. But this is allowing Andrew Weisbecker,
How
our pick
about
that we agree on, by the way.
very rare time that we actually picked the same car. But I mean, how can you not? Like this has become a place for Supreme Motorsports. Weisbecker has won here, and he was very quick in practice, very quick in qualifying, and look at him now, third in the race. Weisbecker loves Las Vegas.
Yeah, and this Supreme team, they very much want to showcase their new partners. I think I've already touched on that, but Nick Fountain having a really terrible race. Last car on the lead lap right now. That car, they say they have a very fast car in that 39 car, but it's not showing right now. I don't know if they missed a setup. Maybe they have too much tape. In any case, it's gone wrong for the 39, but it's gone right for the 41.
Now I'm looking at, they have the same tape setup between these two Toyotas, so I wonder what is different about these. Maybe they threw Weisbecker's setup onto the 39 and they just have two different driving styles. That could be an issue.
Well, we've seen how aggressive Nick Fountain is. As the 75 is just going to blaze around him on the front straightaway. So much speed in Ben Autosport this year. It's just remarkable. But the Supreme Motorsports 41 car who won our Homestead race came back from 3 laps down to win Homestead. I mean, they just anytime the Supreme shows up, there's always a story on them. They're just it's a remarkably well put together team. They lost their Toyota sponsorship and they completely changed their outlook. They changed the personnel, they changed the crew chiefs, changed everything but the drivers. And from that point on, it has changed for them. We've had a complete turnaround in the 41 and 39 camp, and it seems like we're always either talking about Nick Fountain or talking about Andrew Weisbecker every week. The Ben Autosport cars are racing each other now.
Yeah, they pretty much are. I'm really proud of this Lockhart team. This is going to be more laps led added to this driver's already extended book of the season. What a
So Don Jones and Eugene Hawk pitted that time, but yeah, I mean, they're not bringing their best equipment for Eugene Hawk. They're trying to make up for it with trimming the car out on the 88, but they're bringing their best equipment for the 75, and they're getting rewarded by it every single week. And it just they gotta get those finishes down. Bristol wasn't their fault. Homestead was their fault. They kind of kicked themselves in the feet at Homestead. They knew that they weren't going to have the fastest cars at Homestead, but they were hopeful that they could get lucky. It didn't work out for them.
So here's going to be the interesting fact about the drivers that stayed out versus the ones that pitted early. Don Jones and Eugene Hawk, they've opted to take one of those sets of tires. That means they have one more left for the race.
But how long was their pit stop?
You can tell by it being 8.5 seconds. That means they took 2.5. That means they took two
pit
tires.
Stops may be starting for real this time as we're getting the 75 down. Pit row that's going to turn the lead over to Andrew Weisbecker.
Jimmy Weathers, our former champion, brings the Red Bull 55 down as well.
I wonder if we're going to have teams like the 92 that are just going to have a 2-stopper. Everyone else seems to be going for 3 stops. It would be a classic 92 team move, especially if this race goes green the whole way, to think about doing something out of the box.
See what they end up doing there for Adam's machine. So far, benefiting. More he's bringing the cars down. Makoto Kino, 71.
He's reeled in the 20 cars. The 20 car started much better than him. Has been running on the track much better than him. So it's really interesting for this car that started 22nd, fell back to 25th. But we saw Jeff Cannon was running top 10 earlier. Now this 92 is right on his doorstep, so there might actually be some really good speed in that Bass Pro Shops car.
Yeah, and actually Brad is also, speaking of drivers who have caught the next pack ahead of them, Brad is actually in the same pack now that Connor was racing in. That's top 10 speed right now for the number 7 car.
Yeah, we saw the 7 was running around 20th or so.
He's really close to the 29, so I'll be curious to see. We're definitely seeing lots of these drivers opting still for these 2 tire hits. Deacon Jones brings his machine down from the 4th spot.
Looks like he's by himself.
Seeing lots of varying pit strategy.
The most rubbered in part of the track is the pit road.
What does that tell you about the track?
Really dusty.
Weisberger comes down, relinquishes the lead now to Monster Jam driver Ryan Vargas. Gets his first lap led of the race.
Jeff Cannon pitted that time along with his teammate. But oh yeah, I guess Deacon Jones pitted a couple laps ago. But so that's the Honest Oil car. Their third car actually is the leader right now, Ryan Vargas. I think that's Ryan Vargas' first laps led in FARCA.
I think he had one from last year.
At Daytona?
I think so.
Here's a 69 of Dylan Touchton, pitting with Brandon Krasta.
A lot more drivers coming down right now. 33 is ideal because that puts you into a 2-stop as well. 3-stopper, if anything.
Yeah, I think that you'd want to pit at 50 and 100. If you can make it 50, you should be able to make 50 laps.
Now we have the smaller tank, so 50 laps on one.
Oh, that's true. So Adam Douglas is going to lead a lap this time. We might see the 92 come in next time.
I think stretching it out, though, as far as you possibly can is crucial, though. Because if you can eliminate a pit stop, that's mega for your end of the race.
I think the 92 is going to be coming down this time.
Yeah, he's got to be out. And I mean, that's fine. Like, even if it's stretching it out like a lap like this could be so many seconds gained by the end of the race. Here comes Adam. I expect we'll see Jones and Xavier in as well. Sure enough, McAdoo actually stays out. So does Brandon Walter. Yeah, so they're locked on the 3-stop strategy there, whereas many others might even be doing 4.
I don't know if having the extra pit stop is going to benefit you. We'll see where Daniel Quinones comes around in relation to the 1. Let's remember, Daniel was the first to come down to pit.
And Walter, yes, and he's actually just
Quinones
over.
got 2 seconds.
Oh yeah.
So being the first to pit does help you, it seems like. But Lockhart pitted later than Don Jones.
The other driver that was in that cycle, Sammy Cobb, still down positions from the drop of the green flag. Doesn't really seem to have benefited from that early stop, unlike Quinones did. We'll see how the late stops end up helping. That helped out Ryan Vargas tremendously. Vargas now up 8 positions.
Behind Eugene Hawk. Eugene Hawk didn't have a good corner there through 1 and 2. It seems like Vargas had a big run on him. Still struggling.
Driver that benefited the most from that cycle, DK Cottle, up 24 positions now from the drop of the green flag. Really good timing on that cycle. Came in on lap 26.
Yeah, DK's been one of the strongest drivers to start this season. He's 6th in points, just 42 back from Connor Meir. But with a top 5 and a top 10 to his credit so far, average finish of 15.4. So that 5 team is pretty strong to start the season. And they wanted to try to keep speed all the way through as they work with the Tier 1 and the 63 car Procrastination. One of the 3 single car Chevy teams to work together this year. It seems to be working so far.
I'm looking at the timing just to see where drivers benefited from where they pitted and which ones didn't. It seems the ideal window is going to be between 25 to 28 laps is where most of these drivers benefited. Now, some drivers went pretty well by going long. Jay Langelier up 11 spots and is in the strategy. He's up 11 spots. Aaron Douglas in this same strategy, he gained 10 spots. This is all from strategy alone and times of where they ended up pitting. So that 25 to 30 lap window seems to be the most ideal when it comes to pitting.
Yeah, it seems like what's characteristic for the Las Vegas race is that there is a lot of movement in the leaderboard from start to finish. And it's certainly with the pit stop variance strategy on the track, if we're really not going to have on-track incidents, it's just going to make it more clear, more exaggerated, if you will, about the differences from where they started to where they're going to finish as Josh Lockhart begins reeling in the 17 of Daniel Quinones. Justin Franklin might have had some sort of issue. He's the only driver one lap down in our leaderboard. Jay Langelier brings it back down pit road.
Not hearing anything as far as penalty-wise for Jay Langelier, so I'm not sure why we are seeing him come down. We would have also seen a black flag waiver there if that ended up being a penalty for Jay Langelier. So there is an issue going on with that number 9 car. As soon as we hear more from it, we'll have a better understanding, and we are. It sounded like it was a vibration on the number 9, so they checked the lug nuts of the new right side tires that they put on that car and sent him back out on his way. That's unfortunate there for Jay Langelier. Will go a lap down, and that number 9 bringing the car back out onto the racetrack. Not what they wanted to have. He's going to need a caution.
There's the 0 car for position too, so it's going to put the 9 last on track.
Pulling up Jay's previous pit stop here. Trying to see if I can see what the time was for him on pit road. And it was a normal 2-tire pit stop time, so I'm kind of surprised to see that kind of an incident. Couple interesting calls that I want to pull out. Brad Hughes went for a 4-tire pit stop. And Greg Graziano and Dylan Young took some adjustments to their car. Rowdy Hemming also made an adjustment to his machine.
Rowdy Hemming's currently racing around his teammate Caitlin Meir in that JBL Toyota.
Travis Dawson also made an adjustment to that number 8 car. So we had a lot of adjustments being
Nice
made.
coming back down pit road.
There's got to be a problem here for Jay Langelier.
Yeah, something's just not right on that team.
Went ahead and just hit a clear all in the car just to be sure. Okay, that was a full fuel up there though for the 9. I'm not sure what's going on with the number 9 car, but they're not
probably trying to
with it.
diagnose an issue. As Andrew Weisbecker takes the lead with Josh Lockhart in tow around the outside of the 17 of Daniel Quinones.
Talk about some of the fastest drivers of the season right here. Andrew Weisbecker, Joshua Lockhart, Daniel Quinones.
Deacon Jones, who's our repeat winner already. 2 wins back-to-back out of that 22 car.
What's great about those back-to-back wins, that was short track and road course racing there. So that was also not just showing both our back-to-back road courses. That was actual different driving ability out of the number 22 machine.
Yeah, well, the Manco Racing 22 car put themselves in a hole to start the season, and they were just trying to climb out of it. So Deacon just said that I'm going to put the team on my back and go and do what I do best, and was able to convert those into 2 wins.
Now we're seeing the 17 come down here. However, keep in mind of when this car pitted. They are on an off strategy, and this is actually on par. This is about 30 laps in. That 28 lap window I was talking about, they pitted in lap 16. So this is a scheduled pit stop here for the 17. They are on the off strategy. I'm curious to see how that's going to work for them. We should see the 77 coming in soon.
Sammy Cobb already pitted.
Oh, you're right. Sammy Cobb did already pit 3 laps ago. A little early,
Yeah, he came down on the same lap that Jay Langelier pitted for the 3rd time.
That's right. Okay. Packed full of fuel there for Daniel Quinones.
Looks like Deacon Jones just doesn't have the same pace that the 75 and the 41 do. Don Jones comes down pit road with Dylan Touchton.
This is the most ideal window to see.
Deacon is able to draft up to the 75, but it just doesn't seem like he has pace and clean air. So probably don't have the car trimmed out like the drivers around him do. He's really good on downforce.
That's impressive to see Deacon able to hold that line there at the very bottom there. You know that there was going to be dirty air. Able to make it stick.
Yeah, I think that the 75 and 41 might be trimmed out more for raw pace, while the 22 has more downforce. And that's why the 22 is a better drafter. But you'll see the 41 and 75 are just flat out faster.
Don Jones opting for his tire change of the race. Dylan Touchton did not. Fuel only for the number 69.
Deacon's going to lead this lap. Big run off of the corner for the 22, but it's going to be short-lived, I'm sure.
Surprisingly not.
Deacon's
block. Car's coming alive
he
now.
Did a hip check. Did you see that? He kind of like faded right to block off the 75 on entry. Deacon's become one of the most crafty drivers in our field. Just his racecraft isn't really comparable to anybody over the last 2 years.
We were kind of
races than anyone else
about the strategy of the 92 car. I think that is starting to work there. Remember, this is the driver that stayed out the longest. Lap 34 was when Adam opted to pit. They were hoping to do that long run strategy too, as we were talking about early in this race. And now look at that. It's paying off. 9th place for Adam so far.
Yeah, the closer he gets to the 29, the more telling it's going to be, because if he can end up ahead of the 29, that's on raw pace.
Leader coming down.
But the 92 caught a big pack of cars. It was between 20th and 15th place, and so now it seems like he's either ahead of them or they've pitted, or in any case, the 92 is closing in on the 29, and that's a pretty telltale sign that 92 is pretty fast. That 29 car did start 4th in this race.
2 tires for DK. As well as for Lockhart. Caitlin takes fuel only.
So Austin Yoakum's pitting now. Yoakum was in that same group with the 92 car.
If they stay on the same run as they did before, I don't expect to see Adam to come down for at least another 10 laps. Fuel only for Austin Yoakum. Liking the differing in strategy. Fuel only for Trenton. Austin Yoakum with an incredible total pit lane time. Great job for that driver getting on and off pit road.
And the thing about the 92 car is, though, that's still 8 seconds off the lead, and I don't really know if he's going to be able to make 8 seconds up through 80 laps.
We'll
as
see.
Andrew White taking the lead from Deacon Jones. .41's coming to pit road this time. He's got his hand out. Nope.
He was on an in lap here, pushing hard for the 41. Staying right on the same strategy that he was on before. I like seeing this out of the 41. They are consistent. They know when they want to pit. This team, of course, knows this track very well.
Brett Pritchard racing with the 62 Joseph Venesto. This is for the 8th spot at the moment.
I'm keeping an eye on where they are relatively to that number 29 machine. Brett's known for not having necessarily this season to have the greatest qualifying, but has done a fantastic job in the race itself.
I think that was an unscheduled stop by the 88 that time. That'd be unfortunate. 56 is pitting from 4th now.
Have the 88 not pitted yet?
I think that the 88 had already pitted at the early part of this cycle. I think that was an unscheduled re-pit. As Justin Osborne comes down. Yeah, because Lockhart's in 31st. Yeah, that was an unscheduled re-pit. That sucks for Eugene Hawk.
No, on my screen that shows that was only the second pit stop of the race for the 88.
He's quite a ways behind the people that he had been racing, so I don't really...
That might have just been struggling, though. He could have been caught up in the pits, but the only one that has pitted more than anyone else is Jay Landrelier with 3 pit stops in the race so far.
I see. 81 looks like it's got life in it again.
This will be a strategy race, it seems like, which I love to see.
Two Manco racing cars up front, 1-2 with Deacon Jones and Ryan Vargas. Deacon Jones is coming down this time. Saw Ryan Vargas lead some laps at the end of the run a cycle ago.
So he goes back out front again. Well, the Douglas Motorsports car is bringing his car down. I expect to see the rest of the field come in. A lot of these drivers trying to stick it out as far as they can on this run in particular. Everyone who pitted in the 30s, the only drivers that are still out on the racetrack right now, these are the drivers that I predict are going to be the best ones towards the end of this race. However, check out the distance there between pitting. 10 laps and a difference there. How much Lockhart just put a gap there on Demon Deacon Jones. That is where we're seeing pit crew strategy really begin to be at play here. Lockhart is right now the cycled leader. We'll see how this goes as these pit stops continue to run their course.
Looks like Brandon Craster or Joseph Venesto are signaling that they're going to come down this time. Ryan Vargas, the leader's pitting.
It's going to give Connor Muir the lead. That'll be actually a MDR 1-2.
Yeah, so they might have switched the 29 strategy over. The 92 lost a second and a half through the end of that cycle, of this cycle right now. I don't really know. If we saw that he passed the 92, Connor might be coming to pit road this time.
They actually only pitted a lap off from it. Oof, that was really close. They only pitted a lap off from each other last time. They stick to the same strategy this time. So they actually just swapped Adam over onto Connor strategy. So they like what they saw better from the data there.
This might be the last pit stop.
Speaking of Toyota staying out, the Western Auto Racing drivers of Kenny Bambura and Aaron Douglas are still out on the racetrack with Tom Jones, Nick Fountain, and McAdoo. So Western Auto Racing is opting for the long run on this one as much as they possibly can. They should be bringing their Toyotas down this time, as Kenny Bambura
Well,
does.
this might be Bambera's last stop of the race.
Last stop?
Yeah. Well, oh no, because they're gonna go to at 90. Okay, they're not gonna make it 60
I was
laps.
gonna say that's a long stretch for these cars.
No, there's gonna be one more pit stop, and that's gonna be the final one for them. But it looks like the early pit stop drivers are gonna have an extra stop in the race.
Can look to see if anyone else has opted for any 4-tire calls. So far, only Brad Hughes has been the driver to take a 4-tire pit stop in the race. Everyone else has opted for 2 or just fuel only.
We saw McAdoo was about the last car to pit the first time
and
around.
Walter have been the ones to stay out. This is actually the longest run. Actually, no, this will tie. This will tie his initial run of staying out for as long as humanly possible for this machine. And this will be confirmed then for at least these two. For sure, McAdoo and Walter only have to do one more stop.
I think that we'll see them both come down this time, and they are. Walter's following McAdoo down to pit road.
So we need to keep an eye on these two cars because they might not have to pit towards the end of this race. And that's going to be huge for the Peak Toyota and also the private label 99. Lockhart cycles back to the lead with Quinones behind by 2.5 seconds. And it's Deacon Jones and Ryan Vargas. It's Don Jones, Dylan Touchton, Sammy Cobb, and David Walsh. Hunter Mir and Joseph Adesto, they round out your top 10. How about the pit stop there for Brandon Walter? Ends up jumping Zach McAdoo.
Yeah, the Team Hype 99 has a really good crew around them. I think we've seen all year that they've just, I mean, from Michigan, if you can remember, when they were running top 5 the whole race, like even their pit stops are on point.
Okay, here's the kicker, Zach McAdoo. That's 2 tires and a major adjustment to the 12. So they're confident in making a change to this car in the middle of the race. So I wonder if that we're seeing the back attack team is just trying to go for this race win. We'll see how well this adjustment fares compared to the 99's car's pace, because they got to hope that time, as they're fighting there with Greg Graziano. Greg Graziano, known aggressive driver here in FARCA.
Eugene Hawk brought the 88 car back down pit road. I really think that car is damaged. Something's wrong. The 41 is a lap down. I think there's something wrong with Weisbecker's machine. But yeah, I see Eugene Hawk's actually 43rd, multiple laps down. So something happened to that Ben Autosport car. It's very unfortunate for them.
Not seeing any damage to the number 41 machine. I'm not sure what may have happened there. Along with Eugene Hawk's car, see if we can get a good chance here as he comes off pit road. A couple drivers.
I didn't see damage.
Really?
Well, remember we saw
issues.
him. We saw him off pace in the middle of the run. The last run, we saw how he had a few bad corners, so they could be down on patter or something on the 88 car. It did not look right.
Yeah, it was a 4-second stop there for the 88. Not a very long one, as we were actually seeing the 17 coming down. This will be pit stop number 3, and guess what? We're seeing some difference of strategy. A couple of teams were like, you know what? I think they're right, and they're switching their strategy. Don Jones, David Walsh have also brought their machines down.
I'm not so sure if this might just be a race of attrition. I mean, it's the first oval track where we're not going to have the mid-race break. And that could be playing a factor in the mechanical, like the engines. We haven't asked an engine to run 133 laps straight in so long, because we usually guarantee that mid-race break. And so we may actually be seeing some attrition on the engines of these cars, maybe the chassis of them.
It's possible. A lot of drivers on this last cycle who didn't get tires, they've opted for their tires. Eugene Hawk just pitted again. Another 4 tires top. They filled of fuel. I'm hearing that they're having ignition issues. They keep having a spark plug wire popping off on the engine, and it's enough to where it's definitely dropping that car down in horsepower. So they have to keep bringing that car down, and they're trying to put that spark plug wire back on. So that's going to be an issue there for the 88.
Yeah, 4 laps down is not what they wanted. The 88's been they said at the start of the season that it was going to be a learning curve moving to 2 cars. They weren't sure if they were ready to move to 2 cars, but they weren't going to pass up on a free agent opportunity like Eugene Hawk. So they knew they were behind the curve. There's going to be some growing pains for sure, but they've had so much speed.
Another issue for another Chevrolet driver, Greg Graziano. This is the 3rd Chevrolet to have engine issues. Also just got off pit road for a similar issue. Also had the spark plug wire pop off on that Chevrolet engine.
I think everybody that's kind of buried in this order of lap downs to the 88's coming back down pit road. Everybody that's buried deep in this running order here are a bunch of cars that have had issues. I don't know if the 1 and the 17 are exempt of it.
What does that tell you though when you have a bunch of the same manufacturers having issues, and you got your top 3, 1, 2, and 3 are all also Chevrolet powered units? Does that mean that they're going to start worrying if they're going to have similar issues? Greg Graziano brings his car back down again.
I think it would have been apparent if it was going to be an issue. I think that it would have shown itself already for the 75, 22, and 28. They might be pretty good to go right here.
I want to point out, Langeliers just now coming down pit road. He went 38 laps on that cycle. That is the longest stint that any driver has done. They seem to have corrected the issue that they had.
But they had early issues with the 9 that's going to put them out of contention. If they were in fight for it, would have been better, but it looks like their teammate Daniel Quinones may have suffered similar issues. And we'll see once we get into lap 90 where the 17 cycles through, if it was really a fault or if it was planned.
The 17 is currently on the off cycle. We saw him get joined by a couple of other cars. So as these pit stops begin to happen here, and I would say probably the next 5 or so laps, the 17 should jump back up to the lead once more. They are running on that off cycle, and will pit probably one more time in the race, and so will many others. So I don't think this was a bad call. I just think that the math was wrong there for the 17. I really like what we have a handful of drivers doing with this 3-stop stint, running their cars out all 35 laps as much as possible.
Yeah, but the 75 cars put such a blazing pace on the field. I mean, you can see there's 10 seconds to the 92. It was 7 seconds the last run. So Lockhart has gained a lot of time. It's going to be another race where, and if that 75 is in victory lane at the end of this, that team is going to be just beside themselves.
I think I'm going to have to agree with you on that one. We're seeing a couple cars coming down pit road, some 2 tires, some fuel only. Justin Osborne with fuel only. Joachim's off pit lane, a bit slower than it was before for his total pit lane time compared to the previous cycle. That one cost him a couple of seconds. However, Osborne with fuel only, good time on pit road.
This time, Lockhart and Deacon Jones, they come down the same lap. They don't want to have any kind of variance. They think they're in a race against each other.
That was definitely a response there by Demon's pit crew. They saw the 75 dip down on the pit road, and they said, all right, bring it down, bring it down. They were on the radio right away telling Deacon, pit now. How about this for the other Chevrolets? If Vargas and Ernesto staying out, they're the ones that are in control of this race. Chevrolet has had a stronghold this weekend.
Yeah, we'll have to see how the strategy, they did win the truck race. We'll have to see how this plays out, if we're going to have a top 3 podium sweep by Chevrolet, or if the Toyotas, the 29 and the 92, are able to make their long strategy work.
50 laps to go in the race. One more pit stop has to be made, at least by everybody.
Some of these 28's got a 3-second lead on Ernesto, and we saw that even Vargas was 3 seconds behind the 75. So a big variance in the top 5 positions.
This clean air is going to help out Ryan, though.
Yeah, but he's also going to burn more fuel.
He is
You
definitely
save
going to
fuel
burn
by
more fuel.
drafting.
Definitely going to burn more fuel. Oh, 5 almost getting into the side there of the 63.
DK's been racing Brandon all race, it seems, and is still close to the 63. Not sure if this is quite for position at the moment between them. But certainly because these drivers limited to 2 sets, there's a question of who waited until the end of the race to put their tires on.
I'm curious to see myself.
Five's coming down pit road right now. See, Rowdy Hemming has moved into the top 8.
Still keeping an eye on certain drivers like Zach McAdoo and Brandon Walter. They're the ones that came down on lap number 69. They're currently sitting in the 19th spot. Good chunk of the field is already pitted. Dakota opting for those 2 tires right now. Has one more set. Onesto, last time by, set his personal best lap time of the race. Not too far off from the fastest lap of the race either. Putting some speed in that number 62 machine right now. Dakota Kino brings down her car.
He lost a little bit of pace to the 28 since laying that lap down. But, I mean, he's certainly got a really fast car ahead of him that he can draft in that 75. An Autosport teammate. It's like a half teammate. They're sister teams. Ryan Vargas works on Rob McPherson.
Rob being a lead foot hand, letting him draft and then get right out of this way in the corner. Fellow Chevrolet. Makoto Kino opts for fuel only on that pit stop, but it's a slow in and off.
Now, Nesto's lost a couple seconds more on Ryan Vargas in this last lap.
And this is not that Vargas is picking up the pace. Ever since Onesto let that lap down, he's been down a second on his own pace, a lap. Struggling since he made that push lap.
Well, he's fallen to the grips of Connor Mir now, as Mir's going to look to take second from him. Mir going to the inside. This 29 and the 92 behind him are both going to be looking to pit here pretty soon. I don't know if they're going to make it to lap 100. They're going to try to push it to lap 100, I think. And then that'll be the last pit stop of the race for the 92 and the 29.
Let's see, drivers last pitted on 65. You split that up. We should be seeing cars coming down the next 4 or 5 laps or so. And then for those that stayed out, probably lap 102, would expect. Crazy thing is, though, this is going to be really close for a lot of drivers making their pit stops right now. That's 30 laps to complete.
Yeah, I think Brett Pritchard is actually one of the more surprising things. He's made a
40
lot
laps.
of time. Brett's made a lot of room up all race long. He's up 28 positions, and he's behind the 92
contact!
car.
Big contact between the 62 and the number 29.
62's coming to pit road.
Yeah, definitely right side damage to that number 62. That valence is kicked up there on the right front. There's got to be maybe even some suspension damage. We'll keep an eye on what they end up doing to Joseph's car. That was right in the entry of 3 and 4.
He had to have told the 29 he was coming, but maybe he just communication fell through the cracks there between them.
No damage repair. They opt to leave it alone. So that banged up 62 car will bring it back out onto the racetrack. 2 tires and fuel for Joseph Ernesto. Connor doesn't seem to be phased. Brett and Adam duking it out. 2 very good looking race cars. I got to see a preview of one of the editions of the 92 car, and once they bring the inverse out of this thing to the track, you guys are in for a treat. That thing looked beautiful in the race shop.
Well, they didn't have a very good run during the Quicksilver when it was on the 0 car at Bristol, and I think that he just wants to at least try to give that livery the light of day and have a good run.
Right, window is open. Pit window is open from the previous time these guys all pitted. I anticipate we'll be seeing them coming down the next 2 laps or so. Pit road's going to get busy. We'll see Brett Pritchard waving his hand out the window. He's bringing the number 3 car down. So is Don Jones. And they decide to make me look as a fool.
Now, Brett's another one of those drivers that really needs a good run. 20th in points at the moment. They really want to have a good day. They're well on their way to it.
I'm curious to see where he's going to end up cycling. He's got pretty good pace here on Ryan Vargas, as Vargas brings his car down from the lead and gives it up to Connor Mir.
So I moved Brad Hughes, P3, around the 92 car.
Actually, Aaron's doesn't have that bad of a pace either. About 3 or 4 seconds behind Adam.
Sitter's kind of off pace. I wonder if Don Jones just used up all of his tires and it's not in the best.
Busy pit road.
Everybody's going to be coming down this time.
I'm staying out. I don't want to deal with that. Rick Hemming, he also thought that. Doesn't want any of that business. Of course, this brings
I'd much
it
rather
into
have a cleaner pit road.
A safe window as well. A lot of these drivers could indeed make it to the end. It's going to be a little close for some of them. And what's going to be an even better thing for the drivers that stayed out before is they're going to have a quick time getting on and off pit road. Like Zach McAdoo, like Brandon Walter. We'll see just how well they end up doing. Of course, a caution coming at a time like this would completely invert the field and change up everything. But we've actually had a relatively incident-free race. We've had a couple of incidents caught on camera, but nothing crazier than that. As Aaron calls all of his cars down pit road. Saying 32 laps should be an easy window for you guys to make it to the end, no problem. Brandon Walter opts to stay out.
So Walter should be coming in this time. I don't really know how much longer he can stay out there.
We'll see.
He's going to go one more time, but he's going to have to bring his 99 down pretty soon and handle the lead over to Josh Lockhart.
Actually, Walter did a good job on this run. Picked up 2 seconds over Lockhart. So there's speed in this 99 car. It's just the way the strategy unfolded for him. And how about Vargas? Picking up even more spots. We'll be P5 after the cycle on this. I'll be up 11 spots to the drop of the green flag for Ryan Varga as soon as he passes Brandon Walter here. Great run tonight. All right, this is where the crew chiefs are going to earn their money. 30 laps to go. But here's the thing. There's a lot of drivers who are going to be running on fumes, or they're going to be short by the end. One of those drivers, well, that's going to be pretty much all of your top 5. Is not safe. Current best projection puts this driver right here, Joseph Onesto, as your race leader, because there's not enough fuel in your top 5 to get to the end of this thing. So this is your current cycled leaders as we currently sit, unless we have a caution. So that's why
Vargas certainly has a lot more speed.
Oh yeah, these two are gonna be battling hard because they both are clear to get to the end. So they even get touchy there.
Don Jones coming down pit road.
Nah,
That'll
that's
be his
not
final
good.
stop of the day. Sammy Cobb's last pit stop of the day.
Now, some of these drivers know that they don't have enough to get to the end, so they're going to pit anyways. So this is going to be a common sighting to see. Some of these drivers are even going to go a lap down, and that includes drivers who were up at the front leading this thing at one point. Strategy oh so important. Scheduled pit stop here for Quinones.
And for David Walsh.
Quinones is on the off strategy and made that early pit stop. This was the anticipation here that this would be the end run. Unfortunately for him, that just wasn't the strategy to do. It was a good try though for Quinones. Keep an eye on these drivers up at the front. Lockhart, once again, man, the strongest car of the race. Most laps led. And guess what? He's going to end up finishing a lap down again. This team, man, if they can figure out how to be there at the end of the race, they will be unstoppable. But once again, they're going to be at the bottom of the points. The most laps led of the season. And one of the fastest race cars, and nothing to show for it.
There's still 25 laps to go. We can't end the race right now. So.
But they last pitted in lap 82. There's no way. There's no way that car makes 50 laps.
Even still, you never know. There could be a collision. There's plenty of events that could happen from now to the end.
And that's what they're going to be hoping for. They need it. They absolutely need it. Keep in mind, too, for all of our offline series, there's no overtime. If it happens too close to the end of the race, that's it. That's the end of the race. Looking further back, a couple more cars coming down. Alan Bledsoe gives up the position he's racing in.
Yeah, still for Lockhart on his cycle, and he's just continued to put time on Deacon Jones. Just so much speed in that Ben Autosport car. It's a shame that their teammate had the issues too, though. I would like to see Eugene Hawk be able to fight as the Douglas brothers are going to go at it for the end of the top 10.
I'm kind of chuckling at this just because of the order. It's once again me, Brett, and you around each other.
Yeah, I think that the 92 used their tires up early in the race, and so now we're going to see those that are using tires late are going to have an advantage.
A lot of these drivers are good to go to the end. Aaron, for sure, one of the last drivers to pit on this previous cycle, going 31 laps on this cycle. So if there ends up being issues with the drivers that pitted in the 90s, keep an eye out on the 97. That car is for sure good to go. All of the Western Auto Racing cars for sure to go to the end. Let's see. We got. I expect to see in the next 5 laps or so, we may see that top 5 quickly become nothing and go into pit road as Austin Yoakum brings his machine down. I expect to see basically first, second, fifth, 7th, and 12th will all be making their way down on the pit road. A lot of these drivers have already relinquished that lead and come down pit road. See what the rest end up wanting to do. Ernesto currently is your cycle leader because at the moment there is no way Lockhart and Jones are able to hold on to the front of this thing. That would need some Joey Logano style field-saving miracle in order to hold on to that lead. When's the last time Ernesto won a race?
I think it's only been a season.
Has it been? Did he win last year?
I'll tell you here in one moment.
I know this will be Ryan Vargas's career best FARCA finish. That's for sure. There goes Lockhart. And also Demon Deacon Jones releases their lead from the race.
We'll see Dylan Touchton pit shortly too. Touchton's on their same pit strategy. Touchton came down this time.
Sure did. We should see Makoto
Ernesto
Kino pitting as well.
Ernesto's last win was in 2021.
Wow, really? This will be huge then for the Team Motorsports driver and owner. 18 to go.
That win came at Charlotte in 21.
I'm crunching numbers. I don't think Ernesto has enough.
It would have to go 40 laps.
Yeah. And the longest
We
that we
saw
had was
38.
Langelier at 38.
38. Yeah. Just got to save some fuel. If he drafts a little bit.
It's possible.
Yeah.
But that's going to require. It needs a caution, essentially. Or substantial traffic ahead, which he's got a couple. And look at that, fellow Chevrolets ahead. So it's possible.
About Rowdy Hemming has made up 13 spots to P8 so far. Makoto Kino's made up 13. And Aaron Douglas is up 34 spots. So, I mean, there isn't really going to be anyone else that's been such a big mover than the 97 car.
See how these end up going out. It was a shorter pit stint on that last one there for Ernesto. Only 28 laps was ran on the previous one when they had been running 30s. So they might be kicking themselves on this. He's only a few laps away from the average he's been going on, which means he may pit with about 9 laps to go for Ernesto. I don't think that's going to work for him.
We'll see what happens. I mean, it could be that he gets to 8 laps to go and has to come pit. It could be that he can get to the end. He's got 2.5 seconds that he can save back to Ryan Vargas. I mean, he's got some cars around he can draft off of, so there are avenues that that team can stretch it.
I'm curious to see how this is going to end up going. There comes Makoto. This is an unscheduled pit stop. Another Chevrolet issue for Makoto Kino. Immediately. Yep, they're flying the hood pins up on that car. They have got issues with the Chevrolets that they need to sort out. They're not handling these big tracks well. I say that though, it is a Chevrolet 1-2 at the moment. We are anticipating Ernesto to have to pit. He is definitely fuel saving heavily because of the way the gap is starting to change. And the pace has even dropped off significantly for Ernesto, down to 1.5 seconds a lap in pace alone. A driver, though, who is not having to fuel save because of when they pitted and has raced their way all the way up to the top 5. How about Aaron Douglas, who started back in the 39th position, now inside the top 5?
Yeah, he's just got to try to find a way to gain some ground on Brett Pritchard, make it one more spot up. I mean, Brett is racing with Connor Meir right now, so he could potentially get into the top 3 if he can manage to get up to those 2 up ahead.
And he's got one more lap car to get through, and then it's that pack up ahead, so it's a possibility. This is when I was predicting I would see Ernesto come down pit road, so I'm curious to see what we're going to see out of him. How much fuel saving is this Team Motorsports owner-driver doing? You can tell it's a lot because Vargas has closed this gap up another half a second up to our race leader. He stays out.
I mean, he's still got half a second to play with. Like, even if he has to race Ryan Vargas at the very end, he just needs to save about a gallon of fuel. Just try to figure out a way to get that last little bit of drops into the 62 car. He's coming
signaling.
In this time.
He's signaling. Yeah, there's no way that he's going to be able to keep this thing going for as long as he would really like to. And there it is. Ernesto having to bring it down with 8, coming to 7 laps to go of the race. Ryan Vargas, for the first time, has a good chance at getting a win here in FARCA. Driver who has been venturing out in his motorsports journey. He was racing the NASCAR Canadian Series, and he's an ARCA driver. Went to Monster Jam a couple times this year. Has got some wins there, racing with FARCA. Might get a win here today.
Well, he only pitted 5 laps after Ernesto did in the previous one, so it could be that they have to save a couple laps themselves.
And guess what? That could also then mean within a couple laps of this race coming to a close, so does the rest of our top 5. So who would be the beneficiary of that? The driver in 5th, Aaron Douglas.
It's going to matter because, I mean, the Ernesto camp, they didn't get the same amount of drafting that the 28 or the rest of these cars have. So how much fuel have they been able to save? Are they going to be able to go to the end, or are they just going to be just a little bit short?
We'll see another Chevrolet issue. Arthur Xavier had to do the exact same thing. Brought that car down on pit road. That is the 5th Chevrolet to have an issue. And we're seeing fuel saving out of Ryan Vargas being caught by some another lap traffic once again as the field begins to get closer and closer to the 28 car. So once again, we're seeing a driver that may not be able to make it down. We could see Vargas in 2 laps if that's going to be the exact same trend. Will Connor have enough? Will Brett have enough? Will Adam have enough? Does Aaron go from 39th to 1st on pit strategy alone? Lots of variables into this one. 3 laps to go. Coming around. Vargas is bringing it down.
He doesn't have enough.
That's not a good sign for Connor. That's not a good sign for Brett. That's not a good sign for Adam. Connor takes the lead.
Vargas pushed a much harder pace than the rest of these cars. And so we're going to see how much fuel has the 3, the 29, the 92 saved. They were in much more draft. Their pace was slower compared to the cars in front of them the whole race. And so if the top 5 we know the 97 is good, but if the rest of the top 5 are
Wait.
able to go to the end,
Ronnie Hemming's on the same strategy as Aaron.
yeah. But the top 3, they have not had the same pace as the rest of the cars the whole race. And it's going to be a fight of saving fuel the entire race. So which of these drivers have actually managed their pace through the whole race to make these last 2 laps of fuel work?
And here's where I'm about to show you the answer to that question, because look at Connor's lap times. Look at lap 130. Dropped it down a full 2 seconds from what this car could be. So it's possible.
We're coming to the end. There's 1 lap to go. Brett Pritchard's right on the back bumper of the 29. Does he have anything for Connor Muir? White flag is out of Las Vegas.
And do they have enough? We have seen it before, especially at Homestead, Miami, where we have had cars run out of fuel on the last lap. Will it be Brett? Will it be Connor? Down the nail, straight away we go.
Last week we saw MDR's first race together. They ended up in a win at Long Beach. And now at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Joker's no more. Connor Muir is going to be an ace at Las Vegas.
Ghost Energy Toyota comes across the start-finish line, takes the checkered flag. Connor gets his first win of the season. Brett Pritchard finishes in second. Adam finishes in third. And Aaron from 39th on the grid finishes in the 4th position. And how about this? Rick Hemming rounds out your top 5.
It's his 3rd race in that 51 car for TXS Racing. 2 top 5s and out of strategy for the 51 camp. So what a big turnaround for TXS, something they desperately needed.
How about this as well for the Tom Brad Development Organization? These 2 drivers finishing in both the 6th and the 7th spot. Fantastic job for TBD.
And also for Dylan Young, and I think Kenny Bombera got 9th, did he?
Kenny Burf ended up finishing 11th. It was iked out by the number 63.
Nick Fountain.
What a return for Nick Fountain.
Now, keep in mind, he came into this race 17 points behind Connor Muir. He's going to lose quite a bit of points to Connor Muir, but for him to recover
that could have
to
been
a top
so
10.
much worse.
Yes,
and even Weisbecker
absolutely.
finishing 25th after having to make the additional pit stop from the issue that they had. That's kind of crazy as well.
Yeah, and also, where did that 75 car end up in? 16th for Josh
16th.
Lockhart.
The highest driver with the multiple pits. Actually, here's even the crazier kicker. The 4-tire pit stop. Oh, wait, this is counting them for coming down. This is going to be a little skewed.
I think McAdoo in 15th is the biggest surprise because he had an extra pit stop. We never saw McAdoo up front, but he was on that extra pit stop cycle, and he managed to come out ahead.
There was a longer stop. They made an adjustment that cost him multiple seconds. I'd have to see where he ended up finishing on the grid, but I think with this total lap time, that would have put him in the 13th. So he was close to Bombera's pace.
David Walsh ran out of fuel. He's listed as out in 20th.
Oh, he is. Wow. Walsh. All right. What a crazy race.
A strategy race. Who would have thought it?
Yeah, at a race where we had nothing but crashes and crazy restarts the previous year, it turned into a strategy race. Vegas doesn't disappoint for us.
But it was all in the cards for Connor Muir today.
Certainly was. How about that for Connor? We're going to go ahead and give some highlight here for Connor. And this is the moment Connor took the race lead, passing Ryan Vargas, who had to come down on pit road, but this is about 7 laps to go here for Connor. This is just awesome to see. Of course, the rest of the MDR camp. It was a very split day between the two, with Fullerton a lap down, Osborne having issues. But they'll take the 2 cars that did finish inside the top 5 for sure.
Justin Osborne's got a big point buffer This race isn't really going to affect them too much in points. But they came in P3. They're still going to end up in the top 10 in points as they head out of here. But not the data 79 car was looking for, but they're going to have better races ahead.
That's for sure. Let's see here. Checking the standings. Make sure that we actually have the right one. I think I actually wiped. Yeah, I did wipe them. That is something that needs to be updated later on. So let's go ahead and get this up on the website. That is your unofficial results for the top 18 for our 6th race of the season. We got a FARCA.tk to view the website live. It's an entertaining race for being completely caution free.
Yeah, with all the different strategies in it, it's incredible. So
Race
Connor Meir now has a
is
28-point lead.
Official. No penalties given out. Connor only led 6 laps from that race, by the way. Most laps led, of course, Joshua Lockhart, 31 laps. I feel so bad for Lockhart.
Well, no, you shouldn't, because he gained a whole lot of positions and points. He's now 24th, 152 laps led on the season.
He did something, but he's got to be up in that top 14 if he wants to be in the chase.
Well, I mean, he's getting closer now. 14th is 87 points. He's got 68 points, so it's still very realistic for him to get there.
It's realistic. It's realistic, and he deserves to be there.
Holy shit, I'm 4th in points.
Yeah, you're having a good season.
Well, now that we've gotten out of the 0 car.
How about Connor's average finish at 6th?
Yeah, it was 7 coming in. Now it's 6.
Doesn't start well. Starts usually high teens, low 20s, but man, does that car come through the pack like it's nobody's business. We also have, by the way, 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4
this is
cars.
A sponsor race for everyone else, by the way.
4 cars to complete every single lap of the season so far. That's Connor Meir, Nick Fountain, Dylan Young, and Brett Pritchard. 3 Toyotas, 1 Ford.
Oh, so the random sponsor generator thing is up and going now.
That's good to hear.
It works. Manco Racing was randomly offered a secondary sponsor from Smith Tank and Steel.
That's good to see. That's things we love to see. Who else has got some really good stats in here? Best average start is looking like that's actually David Walsh, 13.5. Most top 10s, that's Connor Meir. No question or doubt. 5 of them out of the 6 races so far this season. 3 of those were top 5s. He leads that as well. No repeat polls. No repeat winners yet. Worst
There's a repeat
driver.
winner. We had a back-to-back winner.
Oh, that's right. Deacon Jones. That's right. Deacon Jones. Worst driver with a win, Andrew Weisbecker. Unfortunately, he has had some terrible finishes. Is all the way down in 31st in points. Best driver without a win, Nick Fountain, sitting P2. 28 points back from Connor. Connor trying to run away with this thing pretty early. We're entering into the very fun stretch of races that we have ahead of us. We got Nashville, Chicagoland, Kentucky, Daytona, Pocono, Texas, Kansas is all ahead. So we'll see you guys next weekend at Nashville Super Speedway. It'll be the first race of the season for the Ernesto's Weekly Series. We'll see the high horsepower Gen 4 cars reaching their way out onto the track. They'll be the opener for the Premier Series, running the Tootsie's Day race. Have lots of fun there. We'll see you guys Saturday night for that next event. Glad everyone was able to stick around and stay with us so late. We'll have lots of fun at the next one. Got anything else to say?
Bubbles.
Just bubbles. Understandable.
Yeah.
Understandable. All right. Thank you guys all for being out. And we'll see you guys at the next one.